Good morning, dear students. Today we are going our next lecture on stylistics, and today's topic is interaction of logical and emotive meanings. So, it must be clearly understood that the logical and emotive are built into our minds and they are present there in different degrees when we think of various phenomena of objective reality. The ratio of the two elements is reflected in the composition of verbal chains, in other words, in expression. Different emotional elements may appear in the utterance depending on its character and pragmatic aspect. Now we shall try to distinguish between elements of language which have emotive meaning in their semantic structure and those which acquire this meaning in the context under the influence of a stylistic device or some other more expressive means of utterance. A greater or lesser volume of emotiveness may be distinguished in words which have emotive meaning in their semantic structure. A greater or lesser volume of emotiveness may be distinguished in words which have emotive meaning in their semantic structure. The most highly emotive words are words charged with emotive meaning to the extent that the logical meaning can hardly be registered. These are interjections and all kinds of exclamations. Next come epithets in which we can observe a kind of parity between emotive and logical meaning. Thirdly come epithets of the oxymoronic type in which the logical meaning prevails over the emotive, but where the emotive is the result of the clash between the logical and illogical. Epithet expresses a characteristic of an object both exciting and imaginary, existing and imaginary. Its basic feature is its emotiveness and subjectivity. The characteristic attached to the object quality, it is always chosen by the speaker himself. From the strongest means of displaying the writer's or speaker's emotional attitude to his communication, epithet is a weaker but still forceful means. Epithet expresses a characteristic of an object both existing and imaginary. Its basic feature is its emotiveness and subjectivity. The characteristic attached to the object of quality, it is always chosen by the speaker himself. From the strongest means of displaying the writer's or speaker's emotional attitude to his communication, epithet is a weaker but still forceful means. Epithet is not so direct as interjection. The epithet is a stylistic device based on the interplay of emotive and logical meaning in an attributive word, phrase, or even sentence used to characterize an object and pointing out to the reader and frequently imposing on him some of the properties or features and evaluation of these features or properties. So, associative epithets are those which point to a feature which is essential to the object they describe. The idea expressed in the epithet is to a certain extent inherent in the concept of the object. The associated epithet immediately refers the mind to the concept in question due to some actual quality of the object it is attached to, for instance, dark forests, dreary midnight, careful attention, and so on. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention.